Hi class, welcome to our second week of class. There are a couple of announcements that I wanted to make before I go over the guidelines of our first group project. The first thing that I wanted to announce is to make sure that you double check your group announcements. So for those of you who are wondering, you can find the group announcement tab right here, right? Your group announcement tab is literally under week 1, which is right here, the announcements for the group of the class. There have been some minor changes to the groups that I had pre-assigned for the class. There are some people that have dropped out of the course. Hopefully they did have the courtesy of letting you know that they were dropping out of the course. Nevertheless, I am here to let you know that I have made a couple of adjustments to our groups. Make sure that you double check this page again and get in contact with all your group members. It is really important for you to do so because our first group project is going to be filmed next week. And it's really important for you to stay on top of one another, to figure out schedules. Hopefully last week you were able to get in touch with your groups. It was mandatory for you to do so. And I hope that everybody took the chance to do it. It is really important for you to get in touch with your groups because all of our assignments for this class, all of the major grades for this course are going to be based on that group work. If you don't contact your group, if you don't work with a group, you will not pass this course. Hence in the title, small group communication, it is meant for you to be working with groups. So again, double check, go back to week 1, double check that you actually have contacted every single one of the members of your group. If for some reason there's any problem or there's one member that hasn't contacted you or keeps on being missing in action, let me know. I will be more than happy to talk to them myself. So let's go over what we're going to be learning this week. This week, we are going to be learning about how cultural communication affects group work. Believe it or not, when we take people from different cultures with different patterns of communication, different languages, and different customs, it is really hard to get us to be cohesive and work together if we don't understand the differences amongst each other. Hopefully this week, after you read about communication across cultures, you're able to understand the differences and we're able to find ways to work with those differences so that we can get, our group work done effectively. Also, you will be learning about nonverbal and verbal language. We will be talking about how the meanings of words differ from culture to culture. You might have somebody who uses the same word in American English that might be completely different in British English. So we will talk about the meanings of different words and basically how words are symbols and they stand for something else. We will also be talking about our nonverbal behavior, how our gestures, eye contact, the way that we even dress and the way that we pace ourselves when we're talking affect the way that others understand us. And it's going to hopefully help us navigate this class a little bit better. Now, you have 3 discussion posts due this week, discussion 4, 5, and 6, and you also have 3 quizzes. You are required to read chapters 4 through 6. I have also posted here the slides, as you can probably see. I have posted the slides for those chapters as well. Make sure that you're keeping up with the reading from the book and that you're actually looking at the slides because the book covers a lot more in detail. The slides just give you a slight snippet of areas that I want to focus on, but obviously the textbook goes a lot more in depth. The next thing that I wanted to talk about are the group project number 1 guidelines. So as you have seen on the syllabus, you have group project number 1 coming up. It is due next week. So next Friday, it's like the last week of June, July 1st, that's when your group project is due. So you do have that coming up. So here are the guidelines for that. So basically what I expect you to do is kind of work with your group and kind of create a group name, a group color, kind of like give me an idea of what your group is about, what are the similarities amongst each other, and how you're getting along as a group. So this presentation is 4 to 5 minutes in length, and then you basically are going to choose a group name, a color, a song that represents your group. So you're going to be talking with all your group members and selecting a color, a group name, and a song that represents your group. You're also going to be drawing up a contract for both social and rules, meaning rules as, relationships, how we get along with each other, task-oriented, how you plan on handling presentations and work. So you're going to be drawing kind of like a contract about like, social behavior and task behavior, and you're going to be over it in that section. You are required to meet either, Skype, Zoom, and all of that to kind of like talk about it, come up with the concept and all of that. You are going to film the presentation using Zoom. I did online at the very top of our Canvas page, and you can even find it here. I have linked it here. To record a presentation, are required to use a Zoom account, have everybody logged into that Zoom account, and then film it. That's how I am going over the guidelines right now. I'm going into my Zoom account, recording it, and then upload it onto YouTube. We'll be doing that for that class. We'll be recording the presentation on one of your Zoom accounts. You will be downloading it and then uploading to YouTube in a private channel. Obviously, I have all the explanations for that in this helpful link, so make sure that you check it out and review it with your group. Also, besides the presentation, and your presentation is required for you to have some type of visual aid for the presentation, I also want to be clear that everybody has to show their faces in the presentation. So kind of like what I'm doing right now, where I'm showing my face and I'm sharing the screen to show the Canvas page. That's what I expect you to do with presentations. Everybody show their faces, and you should also be sharing the screen showing your visual aid. So you have to have some type of visual aid. It could be slides, it could be a flyer, anything that you can creatively think of, you can do that. Some type of visual aid. And you also have to kind of put together an outline with bullet points, delineating what everybody talked about, what everybody contributed to the presentation. And you're going to submit that also on Canvas and turn it in. Only one person needs to submit the outline, and only one person needs to submit the presentation. So make sure that you assign a person that you trust in your team to upload the link for the presentation and the outline onto Canvas. Everybody will receive the same grade for this project. If for some reason somebody is slacking off or not doing their work in their group, let me know ahead of time. I will. But everybody should be contributing equally. And again, group project number 1 has 2 parts. First part is your presentation that you're going to film on Zoom with a visual aid, everybody showing their face, that it adds up to 4 to 5 minutes in length, minimum of 4 minutes, maximum 5. And you're also going to have one outline in which bullet points of everything that you're covering in the presentation with details of your rules, both social and task. And also you're going to be giving us explanation as to why you have chosen that particular song, color, and group name. If you haven't, do not hesitate to reach out to me. I will also be posting another video beginning of next week, going over how exactly I'm going to grade your group project, going over the rubrics and all. But for right now, I want you all to discuss group project number 1, meet with your group, come up with different ideas, talk it out. Again, we are the second week of school. You should have contacted your group already, and you should be on this project. And from social on the discussion post that you submitted last week, it looks like everybody was able to stay in touch, and you were able to find commonalities amongst your group. Like I said, if you have any questions, do not hesitate to reach out to me. I will have office hours this week on Monday, so log in, talk to me. I'll be more than happy to help you out. I hope you're all enjoying my class, and I will see you all in my next video, which will be posted at the beginning of next week. I hope you all are having a lovely week and that you have a happy week number 2 of summer session.